Hi everybody, I'm Viceroy Smith along with my partner and former racer Magnus Samuelson Jr. and we welcome you to Race 9 of the NASCAR Supercharger Championship here at Talladega Superspeedway. Taking you through the top 10 on the pole, you've got the 05 of Jake Cole. On the outside of him, the number 44 of Alex Tanker. Starting in third is Clint Vader in the Budweiser car. Fourth place is Dylan Young. Fifth place is Mason Wood in the 21 car. Sixth place is number 62 of Daniel Rains. Seventh place in the Dodge car. That's going to be Joseph Clark. Eighth place in the Best Buy car, the number 72 of DJ Kirker. Ninth place, number 81 of Dion Scott. And rounding out your top 10 is the number 17 other Best Buy car of JT Teal. So, being the Talladega Super Speedway, we have quite a spectacle on our hands here. And with regards to the Daytona race, we really didn't see any accidents. We saw some really clean racing, some really smart racing, and we're hoping to see that here again today. Yeah, when they were racing in practice, there weren't any accidents. There were a couple of people getting loose, a couple of people making it 3 and 4 wide, so we may see some of that. The big one is always in question, but you never know. If we see it today, that'd be pretty fucking sweet. The big story this week, however, is back there in the field, the 69 of James Kunkel. He just had his baby, little baby Chandler there in the hood, so we'd like to congratulate him as he wants to bring one home for his baby. And we hope him the best. Yeah, this would be a really sentimental win for him. Yes, it sure would. And we are going green flag here at Talladega Super Speedway. So right off the bat, you don't really see anything happen. Yeah, everyone's staying too wide. Like we were saying, everyone's was fairly smart in practice. Although we've seen some real idiot slip-ups here. Not sure if we'll be seeing any of those today. Well, we see Clint Vader going there on the inside as we have 3 wide going on there. Daniel Rains is going way up high. DJ Kirker right behind him. He was our last week's winner. And it looks like Alex Tanker is controlled a pretty comfortable lead for now. See more 3-wide racing for second place. It's Clint Vader looking inside. He will get that spot. Joseph Clark now looking inside. As Alex Tanker goes down there. And you can already see how quickly things shift as we go way through the back for see that 72 car, who was already trying to hold off last place of Ralph Mason. As we see, he is now 3 wide with Alan Bedgood. And it looks like the 77 is pulled down off the track. We'll find out what happened to him in just a moment as we go back up to the front. So see, there's more racing here. They've been getting pretty dicey here in the tri-oval. And you see Alex Tanker, he has fallen well back into the pack. As Clint Vader takes the lead. Right behind him is Joseph Clark, Dion Scott, Jeremy Britt, and James Kunkel, the story of the day, rocking that new paint scheme in celebration of his new boy. Jeffrey Finguy looking inside. With the way these cars are configured, typically the inside here on the super speedways is where you want to be. Although once you get into the tri-oval, it's pretty much anyone's game. And As that's being said, Joseph Clark decides to take the high line. And now Jeremy Britt will take the lead, followed by Jeffrey Finguy, as Joseph Clark has fallen back, as well as everyone in that first line. Clint Vader, Dion Scott, James Kunkel. Got a couple cars falling off the pack here. 46 of Ralph Mason, 72 of DJ Kirkwood. They're all looking to keep up. And way in the back, you see the 66 of Brian LaFleur Jr. and Alan Bedgood here, as they race. They're racing each other. Yes, ill-advised racing right there. Not really sure what they're doing. Yeah, and I believe they have fallen back because the 77 of Robbie Noonan in that Zest car, he slowed down incredibly quick, and he got in the way of these two, and I believe all they did was they just lost the pack. So speaking of the 77, we'll go look at him. We're having reports that he's having a suspension problem, and for whatever reason, he's losing a great deal of speed off of this. We don't have the specifics on it, but he is down about 30 miles an hour. Yeah, I think what might have happened there was he might have got a bent spring or something. I don't know. I don't care. But if you get the camber off too much, you risk wearing down the tires, or if you had a tire rub, then that could have possibly been it. Going back up to the front of the pack, we see that pretty much everyone is getting their fair share of the lead, although Jeremy Britt is being very stubborn with it, as James Kunkel now looking inside of Clinton Vader. Second place, you see Dylan Young there. And now Chris Summers and CJ Walker are wanting to get a bit of the action there, going up front. James Kunkel looking inside. He wants this lead. He wants this win. He wants to do it for his baby boy. And boy, would that be a story if he was able to pull it off here. Yeah, he's had a bit of a slump the past month. We really didn't know why, and I personally didn't really care to find out why, but it seems kind of apparent that it must have been stressful with this kid in the works. As he looks inside, CJ Walker right behind him. CJ Walker going on the inside of Chris Summers, with Mason Wood and Jeff Spicoli right behind him. As Robbie Noonan's coming up. Oh, quick move. Robbie Noonan just doing his best to ruin somebody's day. As the pack is split. This could get messy here. See Daniel Raines losing on this one. Teammate Mark Edwards and Jake Cole are getting stuck behind him. As in an odd turn of events, James Kunkel and Jeremy Britt was able to take a huge advantage of that, and they have pulled away by quite a bit. As the leaders of the second pack are now CJ Walker and Jeff Spicoli. Jeff Spicoli is looking inside, and Ralph Mason in his Wolfpack paint scheme, he has made it up to the front after hanging most of the time back there in the back, in the 20s. Yeah, it won't be long before that lead diminishes, though, with all these cars and this beautiful pack racing. They'll catch up to him within a lap or two. Now Nicole Cosgrove making her presence known, as she is right behind Jeff Spicoli, her teammate. So we'll see if they hook up together and they can catch up to these two cars here. Jeremy Britt, who I was about to say was leading a great deal of laps, but now James Kunkel is looking on the inside of him. It's a pretty bold move here. And he is looking. Got that Hungary pack right behind him. And it's not done yet, but he may be able to pull it off right here. Although that cost them so much time as they continue to race. And just like that, that packet's caught up to him. So now Dylan Young is right on the heels of James Kunkel, as Jeremy Britt and Jess Piccoli take that outside line, hoping to make something work there. If Nicole Cosgrove and the people behind her can catch up, they can be rather competitive. As now James Kunkel takes the middle line. I think he's deciding on where he wants to go. And he will take the low line. Everyone's got their smarts on today. Yeah, we'll say that. But it's not over yet. There's still plenty that can happen. That 77 car continues to make a mockery of Zest. Then may have a problem if he's going to get lapped again. So hopefully he'll take his car into the garage and we'll continue to race like civilized people up here. That is the plan, but here in the Supercharger series, nothing ever seems to go as planned. And in the blink of an eye, as Michael Waltrip would say, everything can change. See now Connor Breton and friend Ralph Mason, they are now teaming up. They have taken the inside line and in turn have taken second and third place, as James Kunkel is not given up an inch. Even with all this drafting, no one's really able to get up in position to pass him. And let's see if we can go a little bit back through the field here. As Jeremy Britt has gone back inside, Ralph Mason back up top. And Dion Scott looks like he's going to settle in behind him. As now Alex Tanker's making his way back up front. Alex Tanker and Clint Vader, a couple of those cars that started up there in the beginning. And as we look behind this pack, see that Daniel Rains, Jake Cole, and Mark Edwards, they all lost the draft after everyone passed Robbie Noonan there a few laps ago. Behind them, you got the 72, that's DJ Kirker. He lost the draft as well. He got shuffled to the back very quickly after starting towards the front. And behind him, you got Brian LaFleur Jr. and Alan Bedgood. Again, a result of Robbie Noonan just laughing his ass off and trying to ruin somebody's day, all because his day has been finished. And of course, you see Robbie Noonan there. He's breaking world records, going 144 miles an hour here at Talladega. Thank you, Robert. So back up to the front, you see Jeremy Britt. And if we go on board with him, see a scary sight here. As you see that blue dot, that's Robbie Noonan getting progressively closer and closer. So we'll hang on here and see if anything happens. As they were steaming past him, here we go. And split down the middle once again. So it looks like nobody lost the draft. And Daniel Raines has come into the pits. Daniel Raines is coming out of the pits, excuse me. As we have green flag pit stops here on lap 14 of 19. So coming into the pits, you got Jeremy Britt, Ralph Mason, Nicole Cosgrove, Jess Piccoli, Chris Summers, JT Teal, CJ Walker, Connor Breton, Joseph Clark, and Dylan Young. So we'll see who the winner is coming out of this. As back on the track, right now Clint Vader is your leader. And it looks like Ralph Mason will beat out Jeremy Britt. But a big problem here at super speedways is you don't want to leave the pits by yourself. It'd be much more beneficial to leave with someone else. So a bad pit stop will just absolutely ruin your day at tracks where speed and drafting is so needed. Fuck. So that other pack has come in. Clint Vader, James Kunkel, Mason Wood, Alex Tanker, Dion Scott, they go in. And we will hang here to see who comes out on top. It's going to be a close one. It's going to be Clint Vader and James Kunkel out first. So we will wait here and see if the cars on the other strategy are able to catch up. Here in the Supercharger series, the tandem racing doesn't work as well as the full-on pack racing does. But it looks like we don't even have pack racing going on. Everyone was all spread out, and the pack is completely thin because of those pit stops and everyone taking different times. Some people taking their fucking sweet time. Other people are actually trying to get out there and win a race. As you go back a little bit for 10th place, or 9th place, see Nicole Cosgrove and CJ Walker racing. Nicole Cosgrove will get that. She's looking at Jeremy Britt now. She's got a head of steam. She's making the pass. CJ Walker's going to go with her. In front of them, you've got Mason Wood, Dion Scott, Ralph Mason. And up front, you've got what would normally be the battle of the beers. That's Clint Vader in the Budweiser car. And James Kunkel, normally in the Bud Light car, who has taken first place. And we are on lap 17, 3 to go. And this would be a complete storybook tale if James Kunkel was able to pull this off. He's come close so many times in this series. He's finished in second place 4 times. Never able to get that win. Had a 4-week stretch where he had just bad luck, just nothing happening for him. He just had his baby last week, and he wants to win it for him. He wants to win it for Chandler. He's got his eye on the prize, and there is nothing that's going to stop him. Oh, except for Robbie Noonan. Here we go. Go on board with James Kunkel. You've got Robbie Noonan practically parked on the track. There's a clean finish. We'll hang here with Robbie Noonan, who is now 3 laps down. As we now have a bit of a pack here. Oh, close one there. But the real story now is with 2 laps to go. James Kunkel and Clint Vader with the hungry pack right behind them. Can this pack make it up? Can someone make the pass? Right now, Clint Vader, I believe, is just waiting. So we're on the last lap here. Going down the backstretch. This would be the time for Clint Vader to make his move if he can. Typically, a lot of drivers say you don't want to be leading on the last lap in a super speedway. James Kunkel is just not letting up, though. He has got the horsepower. He has got the drive. He's got the hunger. This is the last chance for Clint Vader. Can he do it? He can't. And James Kunkel, in a miraculous effort here at Talladega, his home track, even though he lives in Georgia, he has won, finally, in the NASCAR Supercharger Series. And this is an absolute sentimental victory for him, as he wins for his little boy Chandler. Let's go on board with James. Absolutely touching. So James Kunkel, unbelievable. Can't believe the events that occurred today, as James Kunkel wins here at Talladega for his boy. Second place, Clint Vader, super strong effort. Ralph Mason, third place. He's wanting to turn this season around for him. He's doing so. Connor Breton, a great finish. Dion Scott, like always, another great finish. Top 10. Sixth place is Jeremy Britt. Seventh place, Nicole Cosgrove. Eighth place, Mason Wood. Ninth place, CJ Walker. And 10th place, Chris Summers. So that'll do it here for the NASCAR Supercharger Series at Talladega Superspeedway. Here are your official point standings. Here are your official race standings. And we will see you all next week. Y'all take care now.